Hi everyone, and welcome to this landscape photography training video. You can pair my ideas and approaches with your own, and maybe you can get some different and unique photographs. We'll also show you how I edit the photos in Adobe Lightroom, so it will be a complete session from the field work into the computer work. So let's go out in the field and do some work. Hi everyone, it's Øyvind Martinsen here. Here I am in Altos de Campana National Park in Panama. I've been on a field trip for 1 week now, and it's early morning, it's sunrise, and behind me I have very nice mountain formations, and hoping for some good side light so I can catch the formations, the contrast there. So hopefully we will get some colors on the sky too. And here I have also a nice foreground with some trees, the mountains and the sky. So let's see what happens. I'm going to work with my graduated neutral density filters. I have my cable release and a 24 to 70mm lens, and I'm going to shoot at ISO 200 at f16, aperture f16, and then the camera will choose the shutter speed for me depending on the light. So let's see what happens. So let's go to work. I'm using my 4-stop hard edge Galen Rowell graduated neutral density filter. Here you can see some of the sceneries here, and I have a pretty good and high contrast between the sky and the foreground. Then I need to use my 4-stop hard edge Galen Rowell graduated neutral density filter. I put it over here over the lens and drag it down to the horizon. Then you can see what happens. I balance the light between the foreground and the sky. This is with filter, this is without. With filter and without. The sun is on the way up. Hopefully now I will have some side light on the beautiful mountain formation behind me here and get some very good contrasts. The sun is softened by some clouds over there, so we won't have this hard contrast, but can have some softer lines on the ridges here on the mountains in contrast to the deeper shadows. And when I work now, I don't take in everything I see. I make a selection of just a part of the landscape. It was an awesome morning here in Altos de Campana National Park. I got some good shots of the sunrise, the mountain formations. Now it's time to go back to the computer and see what I can do there in Adobe Lightroom. So see you there. And here we are on the computer after a nice morning out in Altos de Campana National Park. And this is an undeveloped raw file from this morning, and it was a very beautiful sunrise. And let's see what we can get out of this. So we have many good things here. First, I want to warm up the colors a little bit. We have some bluish tones here, and we have warmer tones here, and I want to just warm up everything a little bit, but I don't want to lose all the blue. See, now we have, see the difference? Too much blue. too much warm. I want to balance between the warm and blue tones, or warm and cold tones, to be here. A little bit there, I think. Or a little bit more blue. Yeah, I think we are here. Then I want to adjust the contrast, lift it up. I want to do the sharpen the medium tones with the clarity, drag it up to 25. Vibrance up to 45. Little bit saturation. You see now, it's already a much more powerful image. Very nice. I think I want to cool it down a little bit. Look now. A very nice balance between the cold and warm tones. Let's go down and sharpen under the detail section. Drag it up to 58, 1.1 on the radius, and masking, I press the option button, drag it up to 40. The dark areas will not be sharpened. I want to enable the profile corrections and remove chromatic aberrations. And the vignette is there. So now we have a nice image. So let's see, we can lift the shadows a little bit here, not too much. The shadows here, drag it to the right. You see here, this is too much. I want this nice contrast here between these ridges and the shadows. So I want to darken a little bit more. I think here. And I want to work with the brush a little bit on the ridges here to lighten them up a little bit. I need to adjust my brush size. Scroll on the mouse around here, I think. I can start down here and just add a little bit more in this area. You see here, this is the area I worked in now. Don't overdo it. I think we're going to be around here. Get a little bit stronger lines here. So, I think we are done with this. Let's see. In full frame. Yes. Spectacular. And here is another image from the same morning in Altos de Campana National Park. Look at the nice mountain formations. I shot this image at ISO 200 with a 24 to 70 millimeter lens, and I zoomed in to 60 millimeter. I use f16 and 1/6 of a second. And let's see what we can do. So first I want to cool down the temperature a little bit, not much. A little bit to the left with the color temperature, the white balance. Maybe around here. I think we're gonna go, yeah, I think here. We add some contrast. I also want to darken the shadows a little bit to get more contrast between the ridges and the shadow area. A little bit there. I want to make it more crispy with the clarity. Sharpens up the medium tones. There. And a little bit vibrance. The vibrance is a very smart tool for boosting up colors that are not so present in the image, and I like this. Now look, the image is much better already. A little bit saturation. Not too much, not like this. And not less. Around there. Nice. And let's see, we go down here. The standard sharpening at, go to 58, 1.1 on the radius, and use the masking tool. Press the option button on the keyboard, drag up to 40, around 40, there. So you see the dark areas will not be sharpened. And I want to use the lens corrections and enable profile correction, and I want to remove chromatic aberrations. These lines that can appear here between the horizon and this ridge here. I also want to add a little bit of vignette around here, so I keep the viewer in the frame. Drag it a little there, and I also want to adjust the midpoint. Drag it, you see here. If I see it better if I do it like this, and I can fine tune the midpoint where I want it, but I want not so dark at the edges, maybe just a tint or more darkness, and the midpoint can be around here, I think. So let's see what we can do more. You see the ridges here, they have some yellow. I want them to be more distinct, so I go up to the luminance here, and you see I already fine-tune a little bit here. Let's zero them out, and I can drag it up. See here, get more contrasts, a little bit on the orange. Nice, nice, nice. And let's see the picture in full frame. Yes, I like this. Nice mountain formations with the side light that creates this contrast between the highlighted area and the shadows. And I didn't take in all of the landscape in my pictures. I just chose the sections of it and tried to make the strongest compositions, and I think this was the best option in this case. Press the F button one more time, and we are done with this, and I'll see you in the next section.